प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह। ठाकुर जी महाराज नी जय, घनश्याम महाराज नी जय, सद्गुरुदेव नी जय। Sadguru Muktanand Swami say with our dear Thakurji Maharaj. Sadguru Muktanand Swami and his divine Guru Parampara, the pathmaker to our liberation, our Puja Guruji, and all of you viewers, Jai Swaminarayan. There's one thing in the world that damages everyone if not careful. This one thing is the reason why people exit satsang. This one thing is the reason why people develop an atheistic vow towards God. Due to this one element, one develops very bad and ill feelings towards Santo, saints. Due to this one element, one is not forced, but one is controlled to do things that are not suitable for a devotee. It's everywhere. Just like how we breathe oxygen, we don't have to go to a certain area to breathe oxygen. We don't have to go to a certain chamber. We don't have to go to a certain place to breathe oxygen. It's everywhere. Wherever we go, may it be inside a building, on the top floor of a building, outside, on the ocean, anywhere and everywhere we go, oxygen is surrounding us 24/7, 365 days in the year, because it's everywhere. In the same way, just like how oxygen is spread everywhere throughout the earth, this one element that we want to learn about, we want to become educated about, we want to become very aware about, is surrounding us 24/7. It's there, it will always be there until this earth ends. Bhagwan has put this element to test us, also to tempt us, also to help us develop a non-attachment or vairagya towards it. What is that one element? Well, going to our first slide, Kusang. Beware of Kusang, kids. Kusang, or evil company, is something that is surrounding us every day. It may not be in the form of a person, but it may be in the form of an object such as cigarettes, such as alcohol, such as drugs, etc., so on and so forth. We cannot put a precise definition that this may not be Kusang. Anything and everything that takes you away from God is considered to be Maya and or Kusang. That's why as Loyadham Parivar Bhaktos, Loyadham Parivar students, Loyadham Parivar members, we should be aware of this one very factor. The title of this presentation is Beware of Kusang, our antivirus. Let's take a look. Let's dive deeper inside by seeing what this whole matter is about by watching a video.
anything we've ever seen.
Nothing gets in or out.
Time to die, cancer.
This is actually an advertisement for research and development for trying to treat and kill cancer. But from this video, when I saw this video, I took a message. The cancer is Kusang, and just 1 small percent of Kusang spreads, and automatically everyone starts to develop it, as you saw, and they start to die like bubbles. They just start to pop. The same way, Kusang is everywhere. But do we have that right antivirus to be protected from Kusang? Or do we have the right antivirus to kill that Kusang that already exists inside of us? That is the question. So from this presentation, we want to learn regarding what Kusang is, the types of Kusang, and how to develop a distance between you and that very element. Let's take a look at the next slide, please. Biohazard. Harmful if swallowed. I'm sure you've all have heard of that. Toxic chemicals are treated with such alarming warnings to prevent an unwanted emergency visit to the hospital. Of course, anything that we see, may it be chemical, hazardous, or some place where we pass by, there is a biohazard. Even at the doctor's office, there's a red box needles that are already used, syringes that are already used, and on top of that red box it says biohazard, because you don't want to stick your hand inside of it, the box. You want to just dispose it immediately as fast as possible. In the same way, Maharaj assigned such warning labels to the numerous toxins of Maya which are capable of killing one's spirituality. Toxins in the form of Maya, Kusang, that can kill our spirituality. At first, in the beginning, when we were in satsang, we used to have more affection for bhagwan, Puja Guruji, Santo and Bhakto, but slowly but surely, due to some kind of external influence or internal influence, we start to strive away from them. We feel like it's not as interesting as it was before. And this is all due to one element, which is Kusang. Sometimes we follow our mind more than we follow Bhagwan, Ekantik Satpurush, Santo Bhakto, and due to that, we become miserable. Due to that, we regret it. Due to that, we feel remorse. But the question is very important. How do I stay protected and prevent Kusang from getting inside of me? That's something to definitely ask oneself. Because as Loyadham Parivar Bhaktos, who are growing and becoming individuals of the world, this very element is waiting for you to come out, waiting for you to become free from the clutches of your parents, waiting for you to get your own independent life. And when that does happen, it will pounce on you like a lion pouncing on a gazelle. It will grab you by the throat, and it will kill you slowly but surely if you don't manage to escape from its claws. So moving on, as we see, after this biohazard, we know that it kills our kusang, it kills our spirituality by inflicting us, as you can see the pictures, In the same way, a spiritual aspirant must recognize the various forms of Maya so they cannot be avoided, or so they can be avoided at all costs. As students, you have to ask yourself, what is my temptation? What is my weak point? Or what is my kryptonite? As Superman has his weakness, which is kryptonite, even bullets cannot pierce Superman, even knives cannot stab Superman, even heat or the cold cannot affect Superman. Kryptonite, an element found not on this earth, it's fictitious, that can weaken Superman and kill him immediately, if he doesn't move away from it. In the same way, what is our kryptonite? Is it our friends? Friends who we call to be the best buddies, most reliable, yet they're doing things that are not norms of satsang. Are they friends? Are they video games? Are they computers, laptops, tablets, phones? You name it. What is your kryptonite? You have to ask yourself this. And after asking yourself inside, a voice will tell you that your kryptonite is your friends. When you talk to them, when you associate with them, when you speak to them, some kind of kusang develops inside. And due to that, you feel like satsang is something secondary. You feel that satsang is not enough anymore. And that's the problem. After recognition, what's next? Ever eager to prevent the Jiv from following the path of God, Maya assumes many forms of sugar-coated poison to persuade devotees away from spirituality. Maya's toxins manifest in the form of kusang either as, moving to the next slide please, external kusang, which is people's influence outside the world. Number 2, internal kusang, negative influences within oneself. And number 3, satsang kusang, people's influence inside of satsang. Let's take a look at number 1, people's influence outside the world. You travel around, may it be work, may it be school, may it be anywhere and everywhere. You meet a lot of people. You may not know their names, but you find some people friendly, you find some people to be obnoxious, you find other people to be annoying, etc., so on and so forth. But those who have a close personality that matches you, you find them to be a friend, as we call it in society. And you don't know that friend has a very bad habit. He has kusang inside, but due to his personality, you start to develop a relationship with him. Slowly but surely you get closer and closer, where you develop conversations almost every day of your life. And within 6 months, you know that person so well that just like you know your family. And then that person takes out that negative side of them, may it be alcohol that they didn't want you to find out about, and influences in, hey, why don't you have some with me? It's not going to harm you just once. Due to their influence within that 6 months, due to that relationship that you nurtured and developed, you're not going to say no, because you want to keep that relationship. And just by that very moment, when you take that kusang inside of you, there's no going back. That's how sensitive of a case this is. Nonetheless, that's external kusang. Also, external kusangs may be in phones, computers, laptops, tablets, so on and so forth. It's everywhere. Where is it not? It can not only be in the form of a person, it can be an object as well. Number 2, internal kusang, negative influences within oneself. May it be ego, may it be jealousy, may it be greed, may it be anger, may it be hypocrisy, so on and so forth. lies deep within us. And that's why we're still in this cycle of life and death. But if we recognize that we have this, and according to the Vachanamrut Gurudeva, 1st chapter 58, if we please the Ekantik Satpurush, if we try to get rid of these internal enemies, if we become honest with the Satpurush, if we stay the humble servant of Santos and bow down physically to Santos and Bhaktos, slowly but surely, the Ekantik Satpurush will bestow his grace upon you, and due to that grace, that person's internal kusang will be removed as well. And finally, number 3, the most dangerous, satsang, kusang in satsang, people's influence inside satsang. Scenarios. There are people inside of satsang who have negative feelings of other people inside of satsang. How can you say? May it be out of jealousy, may it be out of ego, but such kind of hatred or development of hatred can lead to one also getting that if one associates with such a person. One should recognize this person is not fit for associating. One should recognize that this person is not a good friend to have. Even if he's a satsangi, even if he does tilak chanlo, even if he has a kanti, even if he does not eat outside food or eat onion and garlic, that doesn't mean that he does not have kusang inside of him. He is bound to have you develop a negative perspective towards santo and bhakto. That's satsang and kusang. Such a person may have such kind of negative ill feelings that why is this happening? Why is that happening? Doubts. That is also kusang. And if we associate with such kind of people, those thoughts, those vicharas are also going to come inside of us. And when they do come inside of us, then we are bound to regress. We are bound to decline in satsang. That's why it's very important to stay away from those who talk ill about satsang, about santo, bhakto, etc., so on and so forth. So these are the 3 types of kusang that are very, very important to recognize and to avoid at the same time. Moving on. Question and answer time. This is a session. I'm going to be asking you a question. You're going to be thinking about it. And then from there, we'll see what Maharaj develops. Let's move. Which kinds of environment or environments trigger kusang for you? Ask yourself this. Environments such as school, environments such as the mall, environments such as the movies, environments that surround your friends, environments at home, environments with people that you do not want to be with, environments at stores, restaurants, so on and so forth. There's so many places, but which triggers your kusang? Which makes you want to go away from Bhagwan and Guruji and Santo and Bhakto? That's something to ask yourself. If I were to answer this question, not on my behalf, but on behalf of a general forum, then it can be everywhere and anywhere. There is no environment except for satsang, pure satsang. Except for where Puja Guruji is, that is safe. Every other place is very dangerous. Every other place is toxic, has that biohazard sign on it. Let's ask a next question. I want you to answer or ask this to yourself. Out of the 3 types of kusang, which kusang hurts you the most in spirituality? And how so? 3 kusangs we talked about: internal, external, and kusang in satsang. Which one hurts you the most? Which one are you hurt by? Which one is hard for you to maintain? Which one takes you away from Bhagwan and Guruji? That's very important to recognize. If I were to answer this in a general forum, the most dangerous as of right now in this age, in this modern times, is external kusang, outside influences. May it be devices, may it be people, may it be attractions, may it be anything and everything. But outside kusang is the most hardest to avoid and dodge. That's why you should be most aware of this kusang. And finally, our next question. Do you have friends that may have characteristics of kusang that trigger kusang for you? The people who we call friends, the people who we call buddies, the people who we share our heart and thoughts with, are you sure they don't have kusang? Are you sure that if they do have kusang, it's not triggering you? That's something definitely to ask. Because sometimes what happens is they're so disguised in such a good behavior, such a good living environment and a good living fashion that you never recognize that this person is actually kusang. You think of him as to be the best person in the world. People warn you, but you don't see it. You become blinded by his, you can say, persona, his impressive persona, and due to that, you fall into kusang. Next. How do you avoid kusang? Practical scenarios and stories. Well, we talked about how influences are developed. We took a couple of scenarios. But as for Loyadham Parivar Bhaktos, one question and one question only. Will Thakurji Maharaj, Adi Gurudev Muktanand Swami and Puja Guruji like my actions? If I do this, if I associate with this person, will they like it? That's it. If a no comes out from the heart, then you move away because that's kusang. And if they say yes, it is no problem, then you can associate with them because your heart will never lie. Everyone else around you may lie to you, but your heart has bhagwan inside of it. It will never lie to you. You will feel that it is kusang, then you will fall away. But through only one question, will Thakurji Maharaj, Muktanand Swami and Guruji like this? If it's a no, then move away. If it's a yes, do it. That's all that is. To avoid kusang, you have to ask yourself one question and one question only. And this is it. Nothing else. So this presentation is very important for those who develop, and prevention plans and techniques are always mandatory. Just like how the world has backup plans for everything. We as satsangis should also have a backup plan for the type of kusangs. For external kusang, pray to God to protect from evil company. Use the strength of God. Rely on Bhagwan for everything. Pray to God to protect you from this kusang according to the Vachanamrut. Number 2, for internal kusang, vicious thoughts arise. According to the Vachanamrut Loya 6, chant Swaminarayan, and also remember a great sadhu of God like Muktanand Swami and pray to him. And due to that prayer, due to that chanting, kusang will go away in a matter of seconds. That's how strong not only the Mahamantra is, but Muktanand Swami's name is. And we have received Muktanand Swami as the satsang of not only mother, but the mother of Loyadham. We've received Muktanand Swami, who is supreme in on this earth, among the non-santo, and nonetheless supreme in Akshardham as well, among all mukto. We've received Muktanand Swami, and by praying to him. Maharaj says by praying to him, by remembering him, Kusang is completely flown away. How strong is Muktanand Swami that such kind, how much strength does he have in his name alone? We've never met him. We've never physically talked to him in person. We don't know how he is. We don't know how tall he is, who he is, what his personality is like. We only know through the scriptures that he's like this, this, and this. But the question is, we may not know him, but we can know how strong he is when we test by saying his names when some kind of kusang arises. And finally, for kusang and satsang, associate only with mature, equiposed santos and top haribhaktos that santo recommend. Do not associate with everyone. Get a recommendation of who to associate with through mature santos, the Ekantik Satpurusha Puja Guruji, and through that association, through that development, one can develop more and more awareness of that satsang and kusang, which is pretty much in disguise. So these are our prevention plans, these are our techniques. As Loyadham Parivar Bhaktos, we should remember them. We should remember that our antivirus is our Ekantik Satpurush, our antivirus is Muktanand Swami's name. Our antivirus is asking ourselves, will Maharaj, Swami Shri, and Puja Guruji like this? If there is a no, then don't do it. If there is a yes, then do it. Beware of Kusang, kids. It's out there, it's everywhere, it will always be there. The more we have an antivirus with us, the more we'll be protected from Kusang. Let's pray to Thakurji Maharaj, Swami Shri, our divine Guru Parampara, and Puja Guruji and Santo and Bhakto to protect us from this Kusang. Saying this, my humble Jai Swaminarayan.